Today I finally get a chance to do a review of the Korg 707 performance synthesizer. Now I'm getting 2 views just so I could get a close-up of the keyboard and so I can actually look at my audience at the same time. Now I've been playing around with these new Keytars without a neck because I wanted to explore playing keyboard with my left hand and how it would be like to do leads and bass lines with my left hand to get stronger at it. And I like the idea of having a performance keyboard. So my biggest thing is I like to get Keytars or synthesizers from the 1980s so I could feel what it was like to be one of those musicians. So I like to play those vintage instruments, and I like to get the feel of who they were and how they felt when they were playing their music way back when. So what I really love about this Keytar is not only do you have the freedom to run around with a really cool synthesizer, but at the same time is it's got classic sounds from that time. The Korg 707, it's a performance synthesizer. It says performance synthesizer written on it. What can I say about it? It's an FM synthesizer. Of course, it's got MIDI on it. It's got strapped buttons on it, so you can strap this to yourself and run around with it. Again, it's an FM synthesizer. It's digital. It doesn't have the manipulative abilities of a DX7, which was the iconic FM synthesizer of the 1980s, but it does have that same sound to it. Now, what I really like about the synthesizer, and it's organized a little bit different, every synthesizer is organized different, but it does have zeros and nines on it, unlike its relative, the Korg Poly 800. For some reason, there's no zeros, no nines on it. Let's see. Let's get some sound. Good old-fashioned electronic piano sounds on it. But the funny way, what I really like how these sounds are organized on the keyboard, it's pretty different than you would organize any pads or any sounds or any tones on your keyboard. Basically, it's a normal everyday keyboard. You could play drums on it, you could play piano on it, you could play horns on it, you could play flutes on it. I really love the leads on this because I want a Keytar. I want something I could play leads on. Let's see, let me find one of my favorite leads. This is the synth lead. Pretty awesome, right? Powerful tone. Powerful modulation. You've got portamento. You have different ways that you can manipulate the sound on each and every tone. Like other keyboards, you can layer tones. You can take two tones and layer them on top of each other. You can do more than 2 tones and layer them. You can assign different tones to different MIDI channels, up to 4, I believe. So if you have a sequencer, maybe the Korg SD, the SQD1, you could play information on several different MIDI channels, and it'll play all 4 of the MIDI channels at the same time off of that sequencer. So you could play 4 different instruments at the same time on this, on 4 different MIDI channels. But what I think is really funny how the tones are organized on this, okay, you would think, let's say you have piano sounds, horn sounds, flute sounds, lead sounds. If you organize them all in a list, you would think that you'd put the piano sounds, let's say here. Piano sound 00 is beautiful like electric piano, right? Where do you think the next piano sound is? 01, 02, 03? No, it's 10. The next piano sound 10. Okay? The next piano sound after that, 20. The next piano sound after that, 30. And so on and so forth. All your piano sounds are not like 1 through 10 or 0 through 9. They're 0, 0, 1, 0, 20, 30, 40, 50, and so on. So let's say you want to do here's the 02s. Here's 22 is soap opera. 32 is organ. 42 is pipe organ. So basically all your organs are the 2s. If you want to do, my favorite ones are the 5s, basically. 15, 25, 35, 45, 55. Oh, by the way, you have the numbers 0 to 9 on this Keytar. So you have up to 100 different tones on it. With each and every tone, there's 2 generators, so you can manipulate the sound on 2 generators. Also, you can manipulate the timbre off of this slider here. Basically, you have 4 sliders, a volume slider, a timbre slider, and 2 EG sliders, 2 envelope generator sliders for your 2 oscillators. Now, why they assemble it that way? Why are all the horns in the ones? Why are all the organs in the 2s? Why are all the leads in the 5s? I have no idea. You'd think that they would organize them all side by side. Now, some of one of my most favorite features on this, like a lot of modern day keyboards, is you can either split it into different zones. You could play 2, 3 to 4 tones at the same time. I like to do a layer, especially with my performance keyboard. I love to do layers where I take 2 tones and play them at the same time. Since I got Keytars for a good lead, I love mixing the leads on this. Here's a normal everyday synth lead. Let's see, and let's find, 55, 45. Here's a rock lead. Now, let's see if I can't mix those together. On the top, we have rock lead. On the bottom layer, let's do the synth lead. Together now. Now, one funny thing I've noticed about this Keytar is whenever you do a layer or if you do a double on your tones, the volume goes down. Like, for some reason, I guess one tone is being done on one oscillator, the other tone is being done on the other oscillator, so adding those together is taken away from the volume. I can't find anything in the manual about it. I looked it up. If you know anything about it, let me know. I can give you everything that Google tells you about the Korg 707, but you could look that up yourself. The best thing that I can do is do a small review on what you could do with it. I recommend it for its leads. It's got every sound that you would want on a regular keyboard. Everything from your piano, your horns, your organs. You could even, but I fell in love with Keytars for their lead sounds. And like I said, layering their lead sounds is pretty awesome here. Don't mind my wireless mic. Again, whenever I take it off of the doubled layered sound, the volume goes up. Okay. Do you have the same ability to edit this thing like you can other keyboards? Not really. As far as being able to edit an FM synthesizer that's really cheap, I would say getting a Korg Voca FM. It's really easy to edit. It's really easy to find the sounds that you really like. I'm really simple when I try to do FM editing. I try to find the algorithm that has the loudest and clearest tone that it can give you. If you're looking for a tone that's muted, if you're looking for a tone that's kind of distorted, you don't always want the clearest and loudest algorithm when you're trying to edit your sounds on an FM synthesizer. That's just that's just what I want to do when I'm trying to create a tone off of an FM synthesizer. I'm trying to find the clearest, loudest, strongest tone out of every patch. I do love this for that reason, that it can deliver that. I like how the editing is really simple. All you have is a couple of sliders. I like the LED. It's a pretty cool synthesizer. I would compare it to the DX100. Now, the DX100, it's very similar in sound because they're both FM synthesizers. But the cool thing about the DX100 is you do have algorithms that you can work with when you're editing your sound. This much, I don't think you can do that. You can play with the parameters of your sound. You can play with modulation. You can play with your how everything works on your keyboard, but you can't change algorithms or anything. I would compare this, the Korg 707. I'd compare it to the Yamaha FB1. Because that's another FM synthesizer that you can manipulate your modulation, you can manipulate your, basically your envelope, but you can't change your algorithms. But it's still a really cool way to make FM sound. It's super light. You can hold everything off of a memory chip. It is MIDI. You can use it with a sequencer. There's no sequencer on it. It's kind of cool. I like how the Korg's Poly 800 has a sequencer. Even though this doesn't have a sequencer, it was made to basically strap onto yourself and play. Incredible leads on it. I would totally suggest if you wanted an 80s Keytar and you were left-handed, I would definitely suggest this Keytar. I will do another review of the DX100 and compare it with the FB1 because they both have it's pretty much the same synthesizer.